Harper Audio presents Drop Names, Famous Men and Women as I Knew Them, by Frank Langella. Preface. It began as a fleeting, one-time-only sight gag in an actor's communal dressing room on a dinner break between matinee and evening performances. It was 1991 in New Haven, Connecticut, as indeed it was everywhere else. But a room full of actors at feed is not quite like anywhere else. As the tinfoil gets unfolded and the coffee cups get filled, a freewheeling banter starts up, and the decibel level increases in direct proportion to the personalities of the participants. You would think the respite between audiences would be a welcome bit of relaxation, but actors are each other's best audience, and when the stories begin, so does the bloodlust, and there comes a race to see who'll get the final call. In this case, the room was a heterogeneous mix of crusty old vets and as yet history-less virgins to tales of reminiscence. So when one of the old-timers threw out yet another famous name in that casual, "Oh, I'll never forget when the Queen Mother turned to me and said," I just couldn't resist. I picked up a piece of silverware and I sent it clattering loudly to the floor. "Oops, I dropped something," I declared, and a ritual was born. Like a pack of wolves let loose on a defenseless critic, the gathered predators got the joke and began to drop names and toss silverware in a frenzy of competitive hilarity. So riotous that the stage manager arrived to see what the animals were up to and stayed to join in the game. Inconceivably, I have begun my 50th year as an actor, and the opportunity to drop names of the famous, both here and gone, has increased substantially. But were it not for one fateful morning, sitting quietly in my 6th-grade homeroom at No. 3 School in Bayonne, New Jersey, this book most likely could not have been written. Our principal, Mrs. Ida Zeig, came in to ask if there might be a volunteer willing to audition for the role of an elf in the annual school extravaganza, an operetta entitled Lazy Town. Mysteriously, my hand shot up into the air, as if having been yanked there by some divine puppeteer. In the 4 life-changing minutes it took me to walk from my classroom to the auditorium, climb the 3 steps to a platform above the floor level, walk into a dim, narrow space I would later learn was the wings, wait, hear my name, and walk out onto what I would later learn was a stage, I found my calling. I got the part in all likelihood because I was the smallest boy in my class, but on such a minor happenstance careers can be launched. This one moved me quite literally from the dark into the light, and I have remained in its warm and comforting glow ever since. But out of it, in the less forgiving cold light of reality, I have lived my life as many actors have, available and waiting, and often in a sort of emotional wilderness, feeling alone and apart. 5 decades in my profession has afforded me the transient company of many remarkable people, and this book is about only the famous among them. Like elusive fireflies, they flickered for a time, shone brightly, dimmed, and ultimately disappeared. Separate and diverse individuals as they may be, my subjects have in common the inevitable outcome awaiting us all, to live on only in memories. In this case, mine. I admit they are most likely prejudiced, somewhat revisionist, and a tad exaggerated here and there. But were I offered an exact replay of events as they unfolded, I would reject it. I prefer my memories. Stop listening now if you like your stories spoon-fed or sugar-spread. I didn't always like some of my subjects, and I'm quite certain a number of them found me less than sympathetic. There will be a fair amount of forks to the eye and knives to the throat, even a self-inflicted wound or two. I present these people to you, not perhaps as they might have described themselves, or as others might recall them, but as I perceive them. And should you decide to continue, I hope you will find them to be as enriching and engaging a galaxy of human beings as I did.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?